Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is the easiest way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in over 30 states, including Georgia, Missouri, and Texas, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACE, CAM, or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus funds with your first deposit. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
Cam, what's up, man?
Murder, what's good? How you today, bro?
Man, I'm doing good. I was gonna wear my hat, but it didn't go as well last night,
You ain't got an OKC hat?
I got the blue on.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that. I knew it. I knew that.
You knew that?
Yeah, I already knew it. You figured out one way or another to make it work for you.
Then why Stat got on the green then?
I can't wear money green?
Okay.
Everything, listen, it's only but so many colors. Just being a color don't mean you the only one that relates your outfits to winning, to some type of winning. Sometimes people just want to put on what people are not before the show, Beth, and they kind of like, where's that OKC blue? Only you. Where's my yellow Indiana yellow? You're the only one who got outfits for everybody, man.
Right.
Outfits for everybody is wild.
Yeah. You the one with them.
Right.
Just that. How your weekend?
It was, guys, I went to my first WWE match, and they had my feet on the wood, so I was on the floor by the ring.
I see you.
It was fire. Yeah. It was
They could have hit you with a chair?
They was hitting their heads on the side of the thing. It was scary. My friend was not happy to be there because she was like, I don't want to see, which is fair. She's like, I don't want to see these sweaty men hitting each other and stuff like that because that's what it is, but I had a blast. I thought it was super fun.
You like sweaty man.
That's not what I said. That's what she said. I just had a good time. I had a good time. And it was interesting seeing some people kind of like up, because I didn't even realize Logan Paul looked like that. It was just a lot of
Logan Paul Russell?
Yeah, he teamed up with John Cena.
He looked like what?
He was just bigger than what I remember. Because I keep telling y'all, I had the whole Disney image of them. I'm like, oh, like this is real. Well, it's real. Yeah, I had a great time. So thanks for the floor seats. It was fire. So yeah. Okay, so
should have told me I would have put Cameron Savage out.
Yeah.
Would have pulled up.
Yeah.
Would have told my nigga Savage to pull up, my nigga.
Yeah, they ain't ready yet.
Yeah, they ain't ready for that yet.
They don't even know what's in store for that.
I see. I know Vince McMahon isn't technically in charge, but I know he pulling strings. Triple H is in charge. But the shit that they do is wild. It ain't Casanat, it's the other Casanat.
Speed?
Yeah, he was in one of those shits getting thrown around. I say, these niggas know how to pick out who's going to get them views in a different demographic. You know what I'm saying? I remember the nigga Floyd punched the Big Show in the nose and broke his nose and all that shit, man. They know how to pick and choose who's going to work out. Who the nigga demographic? Floyd up, get Floyd. Get Speed, get whoever. They know how to do that. They're very good at marketing. Thanks. Absolutely.
Quick question for both of y'all, because I know we're going to wait for Cameron Savage's debut, but like, if you guys had to do a little bit, because I remember, I think it was Travis Scott actually busted Cody Rhodes' eardrum. Would y'all do it, or how are you feeling about that?
I will walk out there with the money and pay to beat him up.
You throwing the money to beat people up?
Yeah, like Ted DiBiase used to do.
Yeah.
You go out there with the bag.
$1 million man. So everybody got a price. That was his slogan. Would I do it? I would be like, see, I don't even know. I'm like really WWF. I'm not WWE. I don't know if niggas still got managers. It used to be like Bobby Heenan, Slick, Luau Ben, Luau Bino. It used to be managers. If they still got the managers, I'll be the manager, because the manager's the nigga who used to, when the nigga not looking, hit you with the chair, hit you with the cane and slide out the ring. I would be one of them. All that throwing me up against the ropes and all that. Nah. Shout out to my nigga Snoop Dogg. I seen Snoop Dogg jump off the top turnbuckle one day.
It was like bouncing from the side to the side. I was like, dang.
Snoop climbed to the third rope and jumped off on the nigga. So I gotta give Snoop credit on that. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, because you could get hurt in WWE.
They were getting, I seen the slashes, I see the cuts, I see the blood. Like, people say it's fake, but like they're actually in there getting beat up. Like, that's why there's a video of me, because John Cena, yes, he's like being dramatic, but he was hurt. He's crawling on the ground. I'm like, damn, I really just watched John Cena get his ass beat. Like, that's not something I ever expected to see. It was him versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. So they had tag team, him and Logan Paul, and then the other two. So he lost.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, if I'm a manager, I would do it. But back to your point, I think wrestling, because I actually had, shout out to Smoke Dizzer and West Side Gun. They got their own black wrestling league. They was on Talk with Fleet talking about it. And the thing about it is wrestling is fake. Or I forget the term they use. I don't want to use fake, because wrestling community get mad at some type of word that you use that's not fake to show that they still athletes. But it's more about the outcome of who wins. That's what is already established. But everything else is crazy. I remember start watching it because I remember that it was staged. And then years later I watched it and it just started getting crazy and crazy. It was a match where I forget who the two fighters, one of WrestleManias or SmackDowns or whatever, and it was called the tack match. And they wrestled on tacks. And when the fight was over, niggas had tacks in their back walking back to the fucking locker room, the tack match. I said, that hurts. You got 17 tacks in your back, and you fighting on tacks. Yeah, you gotta be in some type of shape and some type of crazy.
A lot of crazy, because they love it. It like feeds off their journey. Because I would never even do Fear Factor. I'm not putting my head in a box full of bugs. Like, I'm not doing all that stuff. But some people love that.
Box full of snakes.
Not doing that either. Some people love that though. So shout out to the people who can do it. But I will be watching from the side. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so Mase, I know you got some colors on, but it changes a little bit because we see that the Thunder takes the win.
I was just playing.
Oh, now it's just a joke.
I'm sticking with Indiana. I'm letting y'all know now, so I don't want no switch up. I'm letting y'all know now. Alabama be back next game.
You picked OKC to win and said your heart's with Indiana. So now you said you could change your mind. I'm asking now, have you changed your mind to the team to win being Indiana? I'm just asking. You said that you were subject to change your mind last game. I'm asking you.
Talking this stat, Kev.
You talking to America. Yo, it's not.
Spinning stat,
you talking to a whole country.
Okay. You're right. I mean, I'm staying where I'm at.
What is that? You said OKC. Your work, you can pull that up and say it's me. I'm staying where are you at? Where exactly are you at?
This dad didn't know. I'm gonna stick with Indiana.
All right.
Okay. It's stamped
but
now.
I know. OKC probably will.
Forget it.
Two answers. It's not enough. But we'll see what happens. I don't know at this point. So the Thunder takes the win 123-107 in game 2 versus the Pacers. Mase, regardless of how you're feeling, your team lost. What happened?
Man, when I look at this team, it seemed like they're going to play game to game. It seemed like it's going to go from Indiana win the first game, OKC win the second game, Indiana win the third game, OKC win the fourth game. It looked like they're going to be going back and forth. But what I would say is it comes down to the point guard play. And every time that Halliburton doesn't have like a major game, Indiana is going to be in trouble. The only way they could beat OKC is if Halliburton is heroic. Other than that, they really don't stand a chance, because when you look at the defense that OKC is playing, it's just seeming like it's too much for the entire Indiana Pacers. You got different people showing up, but their numbers are too low to beat this team. You're gonna need like breakout games by Halliburton. Halliburton got to get at least 20 in order for them to win. Siakam got to have like 30 to 40 to win. So it's like they need a whole nother team to beat this team, because the way SGA is playing, it just seemed like he's a little bit better than I even thought he was. I knew he was good, but the way he plays, he's like a throwback player. He's not settling for a bunch of threes. He's going to the rack. Y'all too small. Mid-range game, just making a difference. And I kind of knew OKC was going to win. The way they walked in, you saw the outfits they walked in there with, Stat. Or do they always dress like that?
I mean, they typically dress like
They came like they was, you know when you wear your good outfit, you came to get crazy. And that's what it looks like. So I'm looking for Indiana to at least go like 6 games.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Pause, when you said Halliburton.
Yeah.
If you look at the box score, it says 17 points. But now he started hitting a few threes towards the end of the game. He had 3 points until like the fourth quarter. It's not gonna work for Indiana with Halliburton scoring 3 points through 3 quarters. And then this is what I was talking about with Halliburton, his inconsistency. And I said last game he the Halliburton. I agreed with y'all and all this other shit. But I think he's a winner when he put in that position, Pause. Like, you have to be in the position to hit a heroic shot or a game winner or a buzzer beater or whatever. If they're not in that position, he doesn't have the opportunity to do that. You have to go out and play. And don't get me wrong, you're not just third team All NBA, which he is back-to-back years by being a scrub. He's not a scrub by any stretch of the imagination. But for you and the Pacers to win, you have to spearhead it. Even if it's about getting Siakam going, you're the point guard, I understand, but the beat of the Indiana Pacers goes to his drum. And when he doesn't play good, it's just not going to work. Nobody on the Pacers, even though they play by committee, had 20 points. It looked like OKC were upset with themselves for what happened last game, and they came out and rectified the situation. This could easily be 2-0 if OKC didn't let them come back game 1 and hit that buzzer beater. Shea rectified himself. He's a walking 30-plus points every single game. And the rest of the team just contributed. It isn't really much to say. J. Will played decent. He had 19, but off the bench, Caruso, 20 points off the bench. Not just that, a major contributor on defense. And they just look like the better team. To be honest with you, it's not a bunch to analyze here. Indiana did what they had to do by stealing home court advantage. Now, I think this series is based upon what happens next game. If OKC win next game, I think this goes 5 and it's over with. But if Indiana wins the next game, then we may have a 7-game series. But it all depends on next game. But to me, this isn't really much to talk about. But what OKC's been doing all season, tremendous defense, causing turnovers, scoring off the turnovers. Everybody played good. And like I said, you can't stop Shea. His mid-range is just ridiculous. Getting to the basket is ridiculous. His handle's ridiculous. He just showed why he's the MVP. Even game 1, he really went off. But the reason why people were talking about Halliburton is because Shea had a chance to close the game. Not necessarily close it, put them up 3, and he missed it, and Halliburton came down the court and hit the game-winning shot. But Shea came and did what the MVP supposed to do, and OKC followed by committee.
Okay. So now let's kind of discuss viewership. So game 1 of the Pacers Thunder's NBA Finals averaged a 4.7 rating and an 8.91 million viewers on ABC, making it the least watched opener outside of COVID era games. So Mason, your opinion, why do you think that is?
Here it goes again. It's just smaller markets, and when there's smaller markets, you got to do bigger things to get more celebrities involved and things like that in order to make this a more marketable event. when you don't have the right teams there. I mean, not that these teams are the wrong team, but when it comes to ratings, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to algorithm, this is not the teams that's flowing through the algorithm. They want to see the Lakers. They want to see the New York Knicks. If this was a New York Knicks game, I think it would have broke the records because that people are fanatics of that type of team. I don't think people really, all the fans that are really watching OKC are probably in the arena. All the people that watch as Indiana probably came there as well. I don't think they have enough people even in those cities to make the Ravens jump the way they are. Like if you're playing a Los Angeles team, there's people in Sacramento that probably think they're Lakers fans. There's people in Vegas that think they're LA fans. So then you get a bigger viewership than a team like Indiana or a team like OKC. I don't think the people in Nebraska say they're OKC fans.
Yeah. And you're right. If it was New York or LA, 100%. It's about, and matter of fact, I don't disagree with you at all. I'm actually going to add on to what you said. If it was the Knicks, the Lakers, so on, people would be excited to see this. Boston, yeah, because we sit there. That's why I want to check on something. The Pacers played the Lakers in the championship year 2000. 45 million people watched. One game, 17 million. When I was checking the stat, another indicates 45 million Americans watched all apart game 6, 4-2. So the least amount, 11 rankings. I'm looking at them now. Pardon me, y'all. Yeah, average of 17 million people watched. And it's the Pacers, but they're playing the Lakers. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So when you have a small market team, two small market teams, it's going to be hard, to match that. I'm trying to think how to put together because Mase did a great job of explaining it. Because I was saying we had Indiana in the championship, 17 million average with a 46 million maximum view. We had OKC in the championship, but it was against the Heat with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. I don't know the numbers for that, but I'm pretty sure it was crazy because it's LeBron against a young KD at the time. This is part of the NBA's problem too at the same time.
Yep.
When I say the NBA's problem, I'm talking about marketing. You want to keep marketing Steph Curry. You want to keep marketing LeBron James. You want to keep marketing Kevin Durant. And rightfully so. Don't get it fucked up. I'm not saying don't market them, but you're holding on to these people to market the NBA when it's new dogs on the rise. If you see Tyrese Halliburton 3-4 times a day on your television, commercial-wise, advertisements for the NBA, more endorsement deals, etc., you'd be like, oh, I need to watch this. Why he got a Wheaties commercial? Why this nigga doing Allstate? We still doing Chris Paul Allstate commercial. Paul. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So that's part of marketing because what the NBA have done since the 80s, Magic and Bird, to Jordan, to Kobe, to Shaq, to LeBron, to D-Wade, they market their superstars. And you do have stars on this team, but you're not marketing them as superstars. You know, LKC had probably the most national games that they had since probably Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant was there. When I say national games, ESPN, TNT, ABC throughout the season. But you're not marketing individual stars like you do previously. Is it because Shea is from Canada and you don't want to make him the face of the league? Why is he not being marketed as the number one nigga in the league if he's the MVP? You have to, if y'all gonna market your league off superstars, you're stopping a pattern looking for the face of the league and you got one right in front of you. But that's, to Mace's point, 100% correct with the small markets, but the NBA is doing a terrible job marketing future players.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to the NBA, they got to do a better job at marketing the newer players.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
just not just the stars, but like you're saying, the newer stars. Like when Penny came in, even though Jordan and them was there, they put a lot of dollars behind Penny, which allowed the game to keep flowing. I even think back to Grant Hill when he came into the league. He wasn't Jordan and all of those people, but they still put the money behind him. So if Detroit was playing, people are still watching that game. And I think this is something that they could do with the players now. They can't say like, they're getting in trouble. Both of these guys, seem to be clean-cut guys. They're married, and they got the complexion for the protection on the side of them. So there's really no reason to not, market them.
And then another thing as well is that bringing up Penny, that was a great example. I don't know what it is, but they're not. Ant-Man is, I'll give Ant-Man that. As far as outside of NBA endorsements, you don't see a Tyrese Halliburton commercial. I just recently seen a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander commercial, but he's with the other players from OKC in the commercial.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what's up with the endorsements or how they doing it like they used to. Adidas is putting a lot of dollars, it seems like, behind Ant-Man's advertisement, even to the point where they tried to diss me in one of their commercials. It didn't work out for them, but I get it.
So I have a question for y'all. So that was a good point. When y'all say market newer players, not just superstars, does any kind of specific players come to mind for you, Mase and Cam, or no?
Yeah, two we just talked about. Halliburton. We talked about Shea Shea.
Yep.
Who else? Before it was Ja Morant. Before we was talking about Anthony Edwards. Is a few other players. Wemby. You got to start marketing these players on that level. So when they end up in those type of games, you can have the viewership like Cam talked about. If you're never marketing these people and now you throw them up there on a picture, it used to be the picture that comes across the screen. You see your favorite player against a player that's supposed to be good, and you heard about his name. You don't really know him, but you're willing to watch that game. Same thing when it's college. When they say it's a big game, they put both of the stars up, and they say Friday at 7 p.m. People are only going to watch it if they know that name, and that name has been promoted to them. And that's up to the NBA, their staff, and their marketing team to make sure that they're in the promotions and these faces are constantly reflected. And there's things you could do that you could even put them in the B-roll when you're talking about LeBron or different people. I remember when the playoffs used to come on, they would have the person who used to be good. You would see Julius Erving doing a move, then you would see Jordan, then you would see this other person. And it's like they were grooming you to think that these people are the next people. And then you see Grant Hill take off, and you're like, wow, they trying to say he's the next one. And that's the way you could do it, to where you still have LeBron out there. But this is stuff y'all got to pay us for, man. We can't keep doing all y'all work
for real.
You can still have Steph out there. That you could, have SGA. And that's a good commercial right there.
Yeah. I concur. You couldn't have said it no better. That was a great take. But as far as the question, who's that?
Yeah.
All the names Mase just said.
Right.
Jalen Brunson, man, they got to put some respect on. I'm really going to go there. You got to put some respect on Jalen Brunson's name.
For instance, right, I was thinking about this, right, and I don't know his situation as far as sneakers are concerned because he's wearing Kobe's in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm like, I don't know if he's signing Nike or not signing Nike or who he signed to, but if you are a smart sneaker person, the Jalen Brunsons would have been ready.
Yeah.
They would have been ready. First of all, he's from New York. He's second team all, not from New York, but he plays for New York. He's second team all NBA. They already going crazy about him. His jersey, I believe, at one point in time throughout the season that just passed was the second selling jersey in the NBA. And you don't have a sneaker ready for this nigga? New York alone, every nigga that would buy 3 pair of Jalen Brunsons alone. So this is what I'm talking about as far as endorsements and advertisement. Where's your agents at? And Mase, right, we can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always see season start to Jalen Brunson. then save this, Nick. Then when the Jalen Brunsons come out, they're gonna act like we've been prepping that.
Yeah.
For Jalen Brunson not to have a signature shoe, and like I said, I may be mistaken, it's crazy. But if he does, that's even more shame on you for I'm not knowing about it because I love sneakers. And secondly, if they don't, y'all are bugging. But this is all the stuff with endorsements. I remember the Converse had Larry Bird, Magic Johnson on standby. Motherfucking Jordan, nigga, I got on Jordans now. Tim Duncan had a dope ass shoe. Everybody who's good has a shoe.
Yeah. So,
I don't know, man. Like I said, Mase, I don't really have too much more to say because uncharacteristically, Mase is on point today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they got it. I like the way he was wearing the orange Kobe, so they might need to make him an orange sneaker. Like,
So
don't just go white and blue, but go orange.
just to add to that, because this was announced about 2 weeks ago. So he has the Nike Kobe 6, the Statue of Liberties, which are supposed to drop holiday 2025. So there's not an exact date for it or much detail.
Nah, but that's bad marketing. If he's at the finals, this is where you showcase the sneakers. It's like New York. These are the sneakers. So by the summer, everybody would have them. When you think of Jalen Brunson, he's more relatable to young guards coming up than anybody because he looked like the regular person that's walking down the street. Braids, certain height. He fits right in with everybody else.
To add on what you say, he's not tall, he's not athletic.
Yeah.
You don't have to jump out the gym. He's one of the people like Steph Curry said, and I'm not saying he's Steph Curry, but he's one of them players that be like, I can make it.
Yeah.
If you're a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? And to add on two things real quick, I definitely respect the tribute to Kobe Bryant with his sneakers 100%. Kobe's a legend. But I need mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kobe had his turn. God bless the day. Black mama, love mama. But if I'm Jalen Brunson, these cool for the playoffs. I got you. We wasn't ready. I need mine. Don't put me under the umbrella. You got me under two umbrellas and it ain't raining. You got me under Kobe, then Nike.
Yeah.
We did the tribute to Kobe. Let me get mine.
You need to be with Jordan.
I don't even want to be with Jordan. See, that's the thing about it, too. Don't get me fucked up. Jordan brand too. Jordan got Zion. Melo had some dope shits with Jordan. But see, think about this. I bought the Melos. Melo shits was looking like Jordans, just in Denver colors. Yeah.
What about the Westbrooks?
I need mine. I need mine, yo. I respect everything everybody was doing. I don't want to be under Jordan umbrella, even I know Jordan umbrella. That's another thing. Jordan umbrella is separate from Nike, but I don't be liking the designs. I like Melo shits because this shit was looking like the Jordans.
Like Jordan, just baby blue.
Exactly. I need mine, yo. I'm second team All NBA. I'm leading the number one market, maybe even outside of LA, in New York City, and I'm the man. I need mines. Right now, to be honest with you, the way the Knicks look this season, if niggas had Karl Anthony Towns, they would go buy the Karl Anthony Towns, and niggas don't even usually,
right?
Yeah, and niggas don't even usually buy big men sneakers like that. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Shaq's maybe. And Tim Duncan, them Ewing joints,
Shaq's sneakers was fire with the pause with the pump.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would say him and Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's is still fire. But if Karl Anthony Towns has shoes, the New Yorkers alone would buy them, generated close to $1 billion throughout the playoff run.
Well, like Mason Cam said, they accept consultations down from this, down to the signature shoes, down to the NBA correspondents being at the game for the younger players. Clearly, y'all need a little work, and it's okay to ask for help. They're here to help, so make sure y'all do that. But we got to look forward to Game 3, which is on Wednesday. Obviously, Pacers versus Thunder. Underdog has Halliburton at 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
This is tricky right here because he should, but I'm gonna say he won't. I'm going lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Mason, man. He's very streaky. Could he do it? Absolutely. Is he going to do it? I don't know, but I'm going to go with Lloyd because, like I said, today he has 17, but I ain't checked assists, but them last 12 points was during bum time. It was trash time. The assists possibly, I have no idea with Halliburton. He's so streaky, but I'm going to agree with Mason, go lower.
Okay. SGA's at 9.5 first quarter points. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Lower.
Lower.
Okay. And Chet is at 8.5 rebounds. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm going higher. I think they're going to come out with a purpose to get that game back, and that's going to be necessary for them to get the game back.
This is a tricky one. Chet fucked the ticket up, Cold Cam, last night. You fucked the ticket up with this same shit right here. 8.5 rebounds, and you had 6 rebounds.
Yeah, the nigga's 7 feet. He should have 8 rebounds.
That Cold Cam, everything was good until Chet ain't get the 8 rebounds. I can't bet on that again with you because you not. I can't do it too. You fucked my ticket up, man. People count on me, nigga. You know, people count on me to get this right, and you not out here. You laughing, murder. Niggas called me this morning. Listen, I called my nigga Nick from Underdog because niggas was hitting me talking about, yo, Cam picks ain't up. Yeah. Niggas was texting me. I've been on I'm gotta be like 90% during the playoffs. At least something close. I'm gonna get the numbers. But he fucked the ticket up last night. I see he's not aggressive with the rebounds. Chet's a nigga for a rebound. I watched it. If the rebound come to him, he's 7 foot. He's gonna get it. Is he going to get the rebound? No, more low.
Too much Balenciaga.
Possibly.
Okay, make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. We're actually going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss DB3, the Davis brothers, and the fights this past weekend. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. What's stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free.
Welcome back. So there's a couple fights this weekend. There's a lot to unpack. So we'll start with this first part. So the highly anticipated Keyshawn Davis fight versus Edwin De Los Santos was called off after Keyshawn missed weight by 4.3 pounds. He came in at 139 and was supposed to come in at 135. They stripped him of his WBO title. So before we even get into the things that happened backstage, their comments, all that stuff, Mase, what is your opinion on him missing weight?
Initially, I think he came in 139.4, 0.3, so it was some extra pause weight there that is just unprofessional to come in like this. I remember we had him here up at the show, definitely a fan of his boxing style. You know, he's definitely action-packed, but this is unprofessional, you know. And when you don't come in, the first fight is making the weight. You don't make the weight. That means you lost the first fight, you know, and him losing the belt as a result of not making the weight is just crazy. You got somebody like Bo Mack that's your trainer. It's just not a good look all around for the people that are standing by you. The 2 young guys that's managing him, that's doing a phenomenal job. Everybody did they big one. Pause. We here in VA for the grand opening. This is supposed to be the grand opening of DB3. And for the leader, the head guy, not to do his part, pause, is just a real black eye for the sport, a black eye for the team, and a black eye for the company. And as a leader, you just got to be better, you know. Leaders can't take that kind of risk with everybody's check and everybody's livelihood because everybody lost money that night.
Yeah, sorry, real quick. Getting some information about this. I think my personal opinion was this, is that the kid he was going to fight is a tough kid. It wasn't like he's no walkover, and I'm not saying Keyshawn wasn't the one, But I think Keyshawn was like, I'd rather give up. You know, sometime they work it out. I don't know the exact details about this particular contract with him coming in overweight. But I think this was part of his plan, saying, fuck the belt, I just want to whip his ass, and we going to fight anyway. And Homeboy said, nah, not today. We're not going to do that one. Because sometimes people train and they travel and they get there and they be like, all this shit I did the last 8 weeks, because the training camp is mainly 2 months, 8 weeks. And they prepare and they say, fuck it, we already here, let's fight. I think that he was banking on that. Because there's no way that you know, if weigh-in is Friday, and you know Monday you're not going to make weight.
Yeah.
You know that for a fact. Or you could do everything you can to try and make weight, but if you're not to that point, you're going to drain yourself for us, and then you're not going to be at full strength for the fight. I don't know this for a fact. I just think that Keyshawn was banking on the nigga saying, fuck it, you overweight, let's fight anyway. And nigga said, nah, but this is what happens when those fights. So basically, when niggas come overweight, most of the time, the promoter is both fighters' promoter. This particular fight, it was two different promoters. Keyshawn's promoter is Tom Rank, and the other fighter's promoter is Bob Arum. I think that Tom Rank is Bob Arum. Yeah. Al Heyman. I think Al Heyman told him, nah, fuck them niggas, man. Let's get up out. Car. Yeah, go to act like you forgot, son. Go to the car. I got the jet waiting on you. Grab the belt. I'll work the money out later because we gonna get some chicken and get up out of there. So I think this was calculated, and I don't know this for a fact, but I think Keyshawn calculated this. I don't think he cared about the belt. He never talked about him trying to unify it or anything else, because at the fight, he was sitting there ringside eating more. Like he didn't give a fuck.
Popcorn.
Yeah, on purpose, murder style. Popcorn, chicken, or just eating everything. So it ain't like he gave a fuck. So I think this was calculated, but it just backfired.
Yeah, and I think after people saw the Ryan Garcia and the Devin Haney fight, people are like, man, them little 3 pounds matter. We're not letting you get away with that. And especially he came in 4 pounds heavier. He probably thought like, man, this nigga trying to come in a whole nother weight class.
That's what it is, 100%. You're at 140, that's a whole nother weight class.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously there's more to the story, which just kind of completely flipped. So Keyshawn's brother, Kelvin Davis, lost for the first time by majority decision to his opponent, Nahir. Keyshawn and his older brother, Keon, then teamed up to jump Nahir backstage, and they had to be escorted by security. So the reason I say jump is they're claiming that they didn't jump him, they just headbutted him, but the opponent, Nahir, is saying that they jumped him. All depends on what your definition of being jumped is. You didn't jump him,
you headbutting him? That's crazy.
Depends on what your definition of jumping is. So, but there was a confirmed altercation. There's videos, all of that. So how do you feel about the way they handled their brother's loss? Because they didn't involve the two of them. They, the opponent, Nahir, was celebrating backstage. They heard it. They went inside and, put hands on him.
I think it's very unprofessional, but just think about if you walk past the room, Killa, and niggas like, yeah, I got that nigga, yo. I was going to knock that nigga out, and he talking crazy about you as you walking past.
I had to deal with that at the Versus. I conducted myself like a professional and just kept walking.
Yeah.
And that might have been worse than that.
Yeah.
That was an ass whooping. So yeah, you have to control yourself,
man. Gotta control yourself. Yeah, because he walking past here, niggas, I smoked that nigga in his backyard and all that. And niggas heard it, niggas said, oh, word. And then he said, I wish I see them niggas walking past. I tell them niggas they pay. You tell them niggas to they pay? I tell a nigga mother to their pay. And then niggas heard it. They said, what? We going in there. Yeah. Not that was right, but I understand. Like Chris Rock said. They went in there and then they headbutted them. That's UFC. You can't be doing that. Come on. You guys are supposed to be creating a company, creating a brand. You got people working hard for you guys. You can't be doing that, man. You gotta let the goons do that if you was gonna do that.
Well, listen, to your point, what you just said be true, because niggas be acting like niggas said something they didn't. Like niggas said my mother. Nobody said your mother, bro. You hearing shit, man. You bugging, my nigga.
That's when a nigga just want a problem with you.
Absolutely, 100%. You got to think, let's lay the scenario out for the Davis brothers. It's 3 brothers. The first brother couldn't fight because he's overweight. Second brother won. Third brother lose. So 2 brothers took an L, and now you right next door celebrating. They upset. I actually seen the interview. What's the young man's name? That one fight?
Albright.
Nahir. Yeah.
Yeah, Albright.
Yeah.
I seen him afterwards. I seen his press conference afterwards. What he did confirm was that they were next door, and this from out his mouth verbatim. They were next door celebrating, and then they must have heard them and came in. He didn't say that they jumped him. He said that Keyshawn got in his face, grabbed him his shirt, and headbutted him. Right. And then they all broke it up. After that, the security came and everything else. And what he said was, it was unprofessional, but he felt better when the brother that he beat came and apologized, and Terrence Crawford came in his locker room and said, pardon them for their unprofessionalism. And he was more hyped that he got a picture with Terrence Crawford than anything else. So, like I said, I don't know if he's trying to downplay it or not, but he said that was the only thing that happened, that Keyshawn pulled him in and headbutted him. But he was super cool about it, super professional about it. I seen a lot of boxers, and not boxers, boxing analysts, Tim Bradley, former boxer, Teofimo. A lot of people had different perspectives. Teofimo's perspective was, you got to pray for Keyshawn. He went through a bad weekend. He made weight, this, that, and the third. Tim Bradley said he's not a Keyshawn fan anymore. He's not fucking with him. He's not supporting him. He's taking his fandom over to Abdul Mason, and that's where he's going to start supporting from there. So you have the mixed emotions throughout the boxing community, to where some people, boxers like Teofimo are more sympathetic, and then you have older boxers who's now analysts, former boxers, saying, nah, I ain't fucking with niggas. You don't do no shit like that. But what makes it worse is that first of all, it's very unprofessional no matter what. But what makes it worse is that you did it in your hometown, so it seems like you're bullying. Now, if I'm a boxer that wants to fight Keyshawn,
I don't want to go to VA no more.
Exactly. I'm not coming to VA to fight you, because y'all niggas running reckless down there. You and your brothers and whoever you running around with, y'all running reckless, and I don't want to be a part of that. So if we're going to fight, it could be in Atlanta. It could be, meet me in Baltimore if you want to drive there. Mm-hmm. Meet me in, I don't know if they Vegas ready yet.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. We wouldn't. If I'm a boxer, I'm not coming to fight you in Virginia. I'm just saying for protocol services. Like to me, you ruined that with that situation for me to come to your hometown and fight. And it's kind of sad because they sold, I believe, 10,000 tickets. 2,000 people want their money back when they found out he couldn't fight. Another 2,000 couldn't get their money back. Whatever it is, it seemed like even if you would have made weight, and especially if you would have won, it would have been a great future till you got primetime Vegas ready for you to find a home to fight there in Norfolk.
Yeah, and the day before that, he was with the mayor of Virginia. He was talking about how great he is as a person, all of this stuff. At least they were showing it on camera.
Yeah, listen.
And he was doing stuff in the community. So it takes so long to build a reputation. It only take like 5 minutes to ruin it.
Yeah, it's a saying I used to say about that. It takes a lifetime to build your reputation, 2 seconds to ruin it. I don't got the exact wording, but you're 100% correct. Let's think about this. You got Michael Vick there. Allen Iverson came out. Pusha T was supposed to bring you out to the ring.
Yeah. All
these people from this great community down there, the 7 cities, I believe it's called, Newport, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, all that surrounding area, were there to support. And now it's like, oh, well, tell them niggas come wherever we gonna fight at. I don't know if that's a fact. Depends on who the next opponent. Sometimes niggas need money and take the chance when they want to take the chance at. But I get it. I wouldn't go.
Yeah, and who knows? Next fight, he could have had Pharrell make his Louis Vuitton shorts and all that. So he just blew a lot of money with that.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a big shoulda, coulda, woulda situation that just turned sour quick. Because even when we did interview him when he was up here, he was talking about how important Virginia meant to him and family at that. So that's why I'm like, I'm not fully surprised, but you can't let your emotions get that much ahead of you where you're willing to kind of like ruin the good thing that you got going on. Because he was, it's like he's that next up thing type of thing. So the fact that it changed that quick is frustrating. And then obviously for his fans, they're disappointed because they're having expectations for you that you're not able to meet. And it's like, how do we know that you can then meet those expectations for the next time? So it's a lot to kind of rebuild at that point, and I don't really know exactly what he could do.
Yeah, and even with that, if you need the consultation, we can help. We know what you need to do next. You got to embrace what just happened. And if anybody does this again, the same thing gonna happen. That you take that approach, now you become the Mike Tyson of boxing. I don't know if you want to take that route, but that's the route to take. Listen, you play with my family, that's what's gonna happen, man. Watch your mouth. Ain't nobody safe. You could go with that. That'll be your best bet right now, because trying to be very apologetic is going to change your psyche as a boxer. I don't think boxers are really need to be nice guys. You know what I'm saying? You're in a combat sport. It's not like when I saw Mike Tyson become really, like a really good person. I think that messed him up as a boxer. As sad as it sounds. You need your boxers to be aggressive. You don't need your boxers to be good citizens, Now, they don't pay them for that. And they pay you to put hands on people. That's what you get paid to do. You're already crazy. You like Killa said, he wouldn't get paid to get punched in the face. So the mere fact that you guys train to get punched in the face is crazy. So ain't no need of you trying to walk out there and be a model citizen, Just what I think,
No, I totally agree with that take. My uncle said he's a world champion boxing trainer. He said the two craziest occupations in the world is boxing and a firefighter.
Yeah. Like, who's running in
Who's running in the fire?
on the 19th floor. Yeah. Man, leave that cat up there, man. He got 9 lives. He got 8 now.
Yeah,
he got 8 now.
Think about you running into a burning building. Larry's son is a firefighter. Larry's son showed me some shit. I said,
nah,
you better than me.
Yeah, like they had his face covered, all that, running in there.
And then the shit you got to see about people. Think about being a fighter.
Go get him, a cat.
Yeah, but I'm saying even like humans, the shit you got to see that people that don't make it. His son, Larry's son, was showing me some shit, and I'm like, you a ill nigga, my nigga. Like, that shit is tough to watch because some people die. Some people come out with 5th degree burns on them. And you got to see all that and still have no emotion. I mean, of course, have compassion, but you have a job to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. You get the cat, but if it's...
You look on the cat.
You go and get the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, it's like, yo, you walking in the 900 degrees.
Yeah. But we do appreciate you guys for your service.
Absolutely.
Let's make that clear, because it's a dangerous job. Y'all save lives every day.
Sorry, Steph. Shout out to first responders. Absolutely, 100%.
So I know the theme of this episode has basically been consultations, because y'all have been giving out help and advice throughout most of the episode. But now I got to ask, because, he goes by the businessman. What would be your advice to the businessman?
He was standing on business. That's what he was doing. He was standing on business. And the mere fact that he said he grabbed him and then headbutted him lets you know that he still understands that his hands are illegal to put on people. So he did try to take a different approach. But, if you got your family there, you don't want to be fighting when your family is there and stuff like that. And being that you was in your hometown, it just was a poor look. Even though the other stuff, I'm just saying that in joking matter. But, now you got to embrace it. Because if you run around on an apology tour, then you're going to have to be more mild-mannered. And I don't know how that's going to play into your boxing style.
I don't know his personality that well. Y'all guys, I wasn't here when he came up for the interview, so I actually missed it. I don't really know his personality.
He's a tough guy.
know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing being a great boxer, but is he like, nigga, I fuck niggas up? You know?
Actually, no. That was the one question I asked him. I was like, you're very calm and collected. Like, you're not as flashy. He's like, I just kind of be chilling, like, because that's what he said.
Yeah, so for him to headbutt a nigga is kind of like out of character.
But see, that's why I was asking about his personality, because from what you're saying, for him to apologize wouldn't be wrong. If you're old school, let's use DMX. DMX ain't apologizing.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on your personality.
DMX is move them niggas out of the back row so I don't have to headbutt.
Yeah, DMX is, y'all niggas put the locker room next to mine. What the fuck you would do that for? He'll blame them for putting niggas by niggas. Like, so that's why I was asking his personality, because if he had that type of personality, be like, why the fuck would niggas put niggas by me? Pause. Knowing you beat my brother, even if he's there before the fight, don't have him there after the fight. How about that? Like, that's why I was wondering where his personality is before I give
He's
the
like a cool tough. It's still tough, though, because he's more like, oh, you want to fight?
Yeah.
Let's fight then.
Yeah.
You know, one of them.
Right. I don't know his personality, but marketing, might as well run with it like Murder said. you know, because that'll get, look, it's always, look, I don't care what nobody say. It's always room for a bad guy. I don't know if you're a real bad guy like that, but it's always room for a bad guy. I was telling the nigga Sin that I was going to the Garden if the Knicks made the championship, and I was hoping to get booed. I wanted to do Hulkamania like this, walking there with the OKC. I wanted to get booed. I was, because you paying attention to what I got going on. It's always room for a bad guy.
Yeah.
And niggas like bad guys. Let's think, I don't know how far y'all go back in wrestling, right? And I didn't even really watch this ever, a little bit. We talk about The Rock, who's a mega superstar actor now, right? The Rock came into wrestling as a bad guy. He was such a good bad guy that he turned into a good guy because they loved the nigga so much as a bad guy. The niggas was like, nah, this my nigga. Now he 2-3 years later, he was a good guy. Not even because he was that good of a bad guy. It's always room.
That's actually a good point.
Good thing you said bad guy, not bad boy.
I wasn't signing a murder. I said, yo, man, you really, to your credit, man, you really the chosen one, man. Me and Sin was saying you the chosen one, man. Loon went to jail. Shout out my nigga Loon. Biggie dead. Craig Mack dead. G Duck went to jail. Damn, murder, you got the instincts.
Bruce Leroy.
Yeah. Damn, the lineup of jail and death over there. You got out of there, man. You got out of there just in time, man. That shit crazy over there. Where Total at? I asked him for a friend.
I just spoke to them the other day.
Oh, word 112 good?
Yeah.
All right, y'all got out of there. That's good, man. Glad y'all made it out. What about Dirty Money? He was around. Who was in Dirty Money? Oh, word?
Yeah.
I just remember the name. I don't even know who was really in Dirty Money. That was two girls.
Real quick to Cam's point, because I only get a lick of time sometimes to ask you questions. When you hear the term chosen one, how do you feel about that?
He's just playing, but
no, I'm not really. I'm really not really playing.
Yeah.
It's other shit besides Bad Boy that we can't really talk about, but I'm just saying, you know how to navigate yourself to be like, nah, it's time to slide. I know that's a blessing though.
Yes.
Like I'm not like, that's what I'm saying. You might think I'm joking. I really am serious about that you are really looked after over God, I believe, because you get out of a lot of situations right when you don't need to be in situations.
Yeah, it's just like intuition. I think like growing up like the way I did, even like before I got to New York, so many things happened. I feel like that was a gift given to me just to protect myself.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you one thing. Listen, like Mase got security now. You running around security, but we was talking. I was asking him one time. I say, yo, we was talking about after Biggie got killed and how like nobody from Bad Boy bust a gun when Biggie got shot, and the gang, you know, I'm not going to tell too much, but he was telling me how the gangs was in the hotel and so on and so forth, and he maneuvered his way to get out of that situation because everybody that he came with there to LA had left out. He was the only one there. So you got Biggie passed away, security not busting their hammer, Puff get on a private jet, everybody going, and Mase figured his way to get out of here. So we was talking about, he said, Cam, that's why you just see me run around with nobody sometimes. Ain't nobody do shit. I'm better off by myself. It's funny, but not funny.
Yeah, when they go, cow, cow.
Yeah.
You know, you by yourself. Everybody trying to make it home.
Yeah.
Especially niggas crying behind cars. I just want to go home. I just want to be home.
Right. But that's part of me saying that you the chosen one. Yes. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah, what do you do if you're security crying behind the car?
Damn.
I just want my blanket. You just want your blanket. Nigga, we gotta get out of here. I didn't sing too much. Niggas can't tell me nothing. That's why when niggas be talking tough, I said, man, just save it. I didn't seen all that. Nigga said he want to just go home and be
shit.
under his blanket. You like, what?
But he there for security. I just want my blanket.
This glass on the floor. Niggas is behind the car. I'm never gonna be in this position.
I just want to go home and
I just want to be under my blanket.
Crazy.
Niggas be you like, wow.
Oh shit.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. God, you get me out of here. I'm never fooling with these niggas. Yeah.
Oh shit. I ask you a question.
Oh man.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
What was your reaction?
You know me.
Yeah, I know you.
That's why I'm here. That's why I don't go nowhere with these niggas.
Oh shit. Yo, but I know you. I'm trying to picture your facial reaction to the nigga talking about I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Man. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh shit.
Oh man.
Excuse me.
It's that.
Sorry about that.
That was great. That was great.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I know you said he was joking, but that's why I asked, because it don't really be jokes. Like,
If my security holding me down in Cali, it's somebody, the #1 rapper in the world get killed, you talking about just, not to laugh at it big at all, but nigga telling you, I just need to want to go home. And the second top artist in the world, which is Mase, about to be #1. Nigga said, that's what I'm saying. I wonder his face, because I'm like, if y'all let niggas do that to Big, I don't stand a chance.
Oh man.
Oh man, sorry.
Oh man.
well, it's always a blessing being up here with y'all. You already know. That is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.